Hey everyone, VH here, and today we're going to be going through my monster tier list in Idle Heroes in 2025. We're going to be ranking all 10 monsters into 4 different tiers. Let's go. First up, little explanation, there is 4 different tiers. First up is the stars and your first builds. These are the monsters that you're going to be building or should be building on every account. Next up is the bench warmers, situational builds. Once you've built these guys out, that's when you can build these. Next is meh. Don't build or keep if built. There's just better monsters than them. It will make more sense when we go into the actual rankings. And finally, trash, zero use. Don't build them up at all, please. For the love of God, don't do it. First up, we've got the coolest looking monster, Griffin. On his ability, he reduces the enemy 37% of armor, 37 speed, and increases 4 of your team's attack by 25%. His native boost is holy damage and precision. He used to be more important when PvP was important. That reducing speed was really cool. Now he's just outclassed. Void campaign, I could see why reducing speed could be useful in certain situations, but just overall, no. As I said, it's unfortunate. But if you've got him, he's fine, he's useful, but don't build him. First in the stars is Nian. It's really weird because when you look through all the different monsters, you can see uses for all of them, right? In the main, there's a couple that we can't, which we'll go through. Gollum. Nian is just so much better than the other monsters. I don't know why you'd build someone else out. So he gives you, on his ability, shield, nice holy damage, and 20% damage reduction. And his base boosts are crit damage reduction and holy damage. So he's a really nice defensive monster with the inbuilt damage reduction and shields on his active, and then obviously the crit reduction and holy damage, and then holy damage on his, like he's just all round the best monster for 90% of situations. Build Nian as your first one. If you haven't, build him as your second one. If you haven't, build him as your third one. Do you know what I mean? That's who you're going to want to build. Next up, Deer. I didn't know whether to put Deer in the stars, the first tier, or the second tier. I've put him in the second tier because the monster materials are so hard to get. Most accounts should be looking to have at least 2 monsters to switch between. A lot will have 3, and I think the Deer should be in that slot where he's just like an ultimate defensive monster. So, on his ability, 20% HP, 30% armor boost to your team, and 15% attack. And then he gives you armor and block as his native abilities, so you can see why he's useful. The 20% healing I think is really nice. Others don't do that. Phoenix does a little bit, but it's minuscule now with what the Grimrar and the Treasure Train gives you. But yeah, I'd put him there, but I would still say he should be your third monster that you build out. Then we've got the Fox. Fox, unique, gives you energy, 4 of your heroes' energy, plus has a 40% chance to silence the opposition. I don't know why it's 40%. All the other monsters that do abilities is 36%, but whatever. And his base native boosts are skill damage, precision. Skill damage is obviously outclassed by holy damage and crit. Precision's okay. The energy is obviously nice, but it's like situational. There might be situations where you don't want certain heroes to get energy. So, yeah, but he's a nice one to build out. Lots of people build him out as one of their monsters, but yeah. Then we've got Wolfie. I've put him in the meta tier. Him and Phoenix and Snake, because of their abilities where Wolf does the bleed and then gives you bonus damage, Phoenix does the poison, Snake does the poison, Phoenix does the burn. They're all kind of interchangeable, just depending on what boost you wanted. There was a lot more synergy with bleed heroes. But yeah, for now, I don't see why you'd build the Wolf out. If you've already got him, and we're going to go through this as well, same as the Snake. If you've already got them, then keep them. Build around them, do whatever you want to do. But the Phoenix, which we're going to get into, is just better. So, yeah, I mean, Wolf gives you, does the bleed, and then gives you armor, break, and precision, which is cool. Snake does the poison, but gives you skill damage and block. Snake has a little bit more viability because of that block. Got a little bit more defensive traits in him. But yeah, for me, no, they're both in there. But if you've got them, don't worry about it. They're still solid heroes. Apparation, I just don't understand Apparation. I mean, it's so hard to synergize with him because you want to build up a freeze team. And I understand that when Jara was meta, starring Jara, that's why you'd potentially build it. But that's just for like one hero. So he has a chance to freeze, gives you a big bonus damage, 120% bonus damage. And it gives you holy damage precision, so at least the native skills are nice. I just don't know why you'd build Apparation. And I'm one that likes to build non-meta teams and non-optimal teams. But yeah, I think for the memes, it's spending too much resources, personally. And then we get Phoenix. Phoenix is like the OG, what everyone used to build, and still is viable as like an all-out offensive monster. Gets outclassed by Nian because of the all-round ability of Nian. Phoenix used to be insane before Treasure Train and Grimoire and stuff like that. His healing was really useful, and his damage was very nice as well. Now, obviously, it just tickles the opponent and tickles you with healing like it's not a lot. But he gives you holy damage and crit damage, which is obviously insane. So, yeah, as an offensive monster, he's arguably the best. Nimian's much better all round. But yeah, these are the two that you're going to build first. I don't understand this. Have I put two of them? No. Right, so we've got... I've messed up the slide. So we've got Dragon and we've got Rock Golem. We'll talk about Dragon first. I put Dragon in situational. Chance to stun, boosts your crit and crit damage, and 75% holy damage for 2 rounds on his skill that goes along with the stun. I could see why you could have fun with Dragon. Like Griffin, I think he's the coolest looking monster. I don't understand it. There's so many ways to build up your crit now. He used to be much better, but again, because the Snake and the Wolf kind of overlap with Phoenix, the Griffin, yeah, I could see why you'd want to build him up if you've already built up your other monsters. But if you're a newer player and you on your first build Nian, second build would be Phoenix, third build is probably going to be Deer. And that is so far down the road that I just wouldn't worry about Dragon. But it felt weird to put him in Meh, because I see why you could build him up. But yeah, he's just like, right, look, if I've already built up my other monsters and I need someone else to build, why not Dragon? And we're going to talk about the Gollum. Gollum, it's like the opposite to Nian. I'm surprised they built Nian. Like, I'm surprised they released him because he's so much better than other monsters. And then you get Gollum and you're like, because really, there should be their own tier, right? Because he's nowhere near as bad as Apparation. But Gollum has a chance to petrify, which again, like the freeze, is just weird. But he boosts crit damage by 75% for 4 of your heroes. If you're a hero that's been built on crit, that 75% is just going to be useless because it's going to go over the cap. So it's just a very odd thing to give. And then his abilities is armor and precision. So, yeah, I just don't get it. If anyone can get it, if anyone can think of even like... Because I like to think of non-meta stuff, right? So I can see why you'd build Apparation and all the other monsters I can see. I can't see Gollum. I just don't know. So if anyone can think of a team, put it down below. I'd be really, really interested to see what people can come up with. Because, yeah, I just can't, to be honest with you. But, yeah, there we go. All done. It goes without saying, though I'm going to say it because people get annoyed, and I think I said it at the start. Monsters are account dependent. That's why I haven't ranked them like S to F tier. They can go up or down depending on who you're building. If you're building out Mystic Freya team or Holmes Young or whatever, and you've got a poison team, Mystic Freya, for those that don't know, her ability gives your heroes bonus damage against poison targets. Then I can see why you'd want Snake. If you're Scarlet Queen Halora, I could see why you'd want Wolf. Like, I can see why these are viable, but this is just for your average account. If there's some way of ranking them, this is how I personally would see them. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm all done. Thank you for watching / listening, if you're still listening. Any questions down below, any discussion down below, please like and subscribe. Do 3 videos a week. Please check out my other guides and tier lists. But yeah, stay safe. VH out.